Okay, just wait a minute, just a few more minutes. Parshat Shmeni, Perik Yud Aleph, Pasuk Yud Tes. It says, listen, not kosher birds. And one of the not kosher birds is a chasida. And Rashi says, why is it a chasida? Why is it called a chasida? Chasida is a beautiful name, right? Everyone knows. Some of you might have heard this word once before, but I think it's worth repeating. So Rashi says, she'osa chasidus im chavraseh b'mezonos. It shares with its friends. That's why it's called a chasida bird. So the obvious question is, it sounds like a nice bird. Why is it not kosher? You know what the Bali Musa say, right? Everyone heard this, and people heard this. Only shares with his friends. The problem is the bird that when you only share with your friends, with your clique, you're not interested in helping other people. That's the problem. I'm saying it. I want to repeat it because it's worth repeating. But in a certain university that I teach in a certain university, a guy came over to me and he told me, let's say he's a transfer student, and he really feels very lonely. Feels like he's not part of the clique, he's not part of the group, the people are not really reaching out to him, and he's really suffering. It really hurt. So I want to share with everybody, especially look out for that transfer student who's coming in the middle, so to speak. It's like the kid that comes into class in the middle of the year. You know what I'm saying? In a certain sense, there's always a concern. How is he going to acclimate? Get with his friends. So that's something I think we have to be aware of. That's number one. The other thing is, the pasuk says, the chapev, it talks about the egel in the beginning of the parsha that Aaron had to bring kravas amazbeach hakapara v'asi eschatoscha v'selosecha v'chapev ba'atcho ba'ad ha'on. It says that he should go ahead and bring a korban, a chatos and a losecha, and it should be a kapara for him and for the people. So the question is, how is his korban a kapara for the people? You can understand. You can bring a korban for yourself. You need a korban. You need a kapara for yourself. What does it mean? It's a kapara for the people. So I think the Orach Chaim says a beautiful idea. As you know, Aaron's involvement in the egel was only because he was faced with a big problem with the people. The people wanted to make his egel, and he wanted to push them off, and so on and so forth. And however the story came out, an egel came out. And Aaron was held a certain amount responsible for it, but it was only because of only because of the people who wanted it, who caused this whole problem. It was because of their involvement and their desire that Aaron had great intentions, of course, to push them off. Nothing, no egel should come out, and so on. So, but it happened. Egel happened. So if you're involved, and you cause something negative to happen, even though you might not have done it yourself, so to speak. But if you cause your involvement, also needs a kapara. So when Aaron will have a kapara for his sin, when a person sins, and when you rectify your sin, so a lot of times what you're doing is that sin that you created, or anybody who helped you create that sin, also needs an atonement for that sin. So if you wipe off that sin, so a lot of their involvement is also cleared, because that sin that was done as a result of them now is not here anymore. They still need a certain amount of their own kapara, but definitely there's a certain amount of kapara, atonement, that's happening when you remove a sin that was encouraged by other people. So therefore, you should realize that every time you do tshuva for something, and someone encouraged you to do that thing that you're doing tshuva for, not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping all those people that were involved in encouraging you to do that sin. And we'll just end from the Netziv. The Netziv says, the pasuk says right before, "Vayomim Moshe, Zeh hadova asher tziva Hashem tasu." This is what Hashem commanded. V'yira aleichem kvod Hashem, and will appear to you the honor of Hashem. So he explains, if you want to go ahead and get the avas Hashem, you want the kvod Hashem, you want Hashem to be happy with you, you want Hashem to give you the siyata d'shmai, you should be successful in everything you do. It's only if Zehadava Asher Siva Hashem Tasu. When you do what Hashem commands you to do, when you serve Hashem according to the way He tells you how to serve Him, not how people make up on their own. They create their own ideas how I should serve Hashem. I think it's nice to serve Hashem by standing on my head, or whatever it is. I'm just using that as an extreme example. Or whatever, people come up with other things, and they make it sound beautiful, right? How this is how we should serve Hashem by driving a car on Shabbos. That's how I think it's the way to serve Hashem. Or people will come up with some ideas that they'll say, this is how you're supposed to serve Hashem. So it's all, but that's not going to be successful. If you do it the way Hashem tells you how you have to do it, then then it'll be Hashem. And our job is to find out what is the Zehadova Shesiv Hashem. What does Hashem want from us? What is the command? That's our job. And through the study of Torah, we'll know what Zehadova Shesiv Hashem. We'll know what Hashem wants from us, and then we'll be zocha. We'll all merit that v'yira aleichem kvod Hashem. We'll all merit that the kvod Hashem will have siyat nishmai in this world. We'll have the kvod Hashem in this world that will be successful, and also we'll have the kvod Hashem in the next world, in the payment and with the Shechina and so on and so forth. I want to wish everyone a very good Shabbos. Thank you for your technical.